Take your thread back through that working 7 bead. Go through the next 2 beads. Grab your beads for the next purl loop. And go back through that working 7 bead. Okay. So again, you know you've done it right if you've got your working 7 bead, your spacer bead, working 7 bead, spacer bead, working 7 bead. You know you've done it right. But you all are smart, so I know that you're doing this right. Okay, so now we have done 2 purl loops, and if you're following along, this is on unit 3, and we're at number 2. We've just completed number 2. Now we're going to do 2 full loops, okay? But we're not sewing through the next 2 11s like we would before. So we're going to go back up. So this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to 2 full loops, and then we're going to stop at the second loop, 7 bead, and then we're going to continue. Then we'll continue on. So 2 full loops, which is going to be 2 purl loops, and then the continue loop. After we go through the next 2 beads. Jamie, you always forget this. Why? Why are you forgetting going through the next 2 beads? Okay, go through the next 2 beads. Do your purl loop bead, and then continue on with your regular loop. Okay, purl loop, for those of you who forgot how the regular loop goes, you're going to go back up this side of the 3. Try not to knot your thread like Jamie's doing. Grab 7 seed beads. And then go back down. The other side. And you all should be very proud that I'm not swearing, because there have been a couple times when I have wanted to swear during this. So go through your working 7 bead. And then the next 2 seed beads in the circle. And then repeat that process of making your full loop. Purl loop first, and then continuation loop. Go up the 3. Grab your 7. Okay, then go back down. and then go through your working 7 bead in the inner circle. Okay. Now, this is why I didn't want you to go too far ahead if you are following along with the instructions, because you are going to, now we are going to go and connect these. So you're going to go up this side, if my needle will let me. Okay, so we're going to go up this side, and you're going to exit through that top working 7 bead. So this is your inner circle 7 bead. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then exit out your 7th bead. And this is going to be like the super fun part. Okay. It's all going to make sense in just a few moments. Okay. So we have just completed unit 3 of the first motif. Okay, so now we're going to go to unit 4 for those of you following along. You're going to pick up 7 seed beads. Okay, you have your 7 seed beads on your line. Okay, you're going to go through the working 7 bead on this one. Okay, so here's your inner circle working one. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you want to go through this 7th bead right here at the top. Okay, once you've gone through that 7th bead on the top, you want to grab one more bead, one more seed bead, and then you want to go back over to this working 7 bead and go through it. Oops. Well, that didn't work. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Instead of going down, you actually wanted to go up. My apologies. So this easy fix, just retrace your thread, go up through here, and grab your other seed bead. Okay. So now you have your seed bead, your wire, so your thread. So look, let's just, before we go forward, let's just make sure that we're all on the same page. You've come up this side. Your thread is coming out of this 7 bead. You've put 7 of your seed beads on there, and you've gone up this 7 seed bead. And now you have one last seed bead on here, and you're going to go back down through this working 7 bead. And that's going to complete your circle, your working circle. Okay. Makes sense now, doesn't it? So you want to reinforce this. Okay. And you want to trace the path of your thread again and go through this one more time and still exit out of this bead. Okay, so you're going to route your thread all the way through here again and then stop, and then exit out of this working 7 bead. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Okay, so now you're almost done with the first motif, which is really exciting because once you see this entire pattern, then you can put the, you can start the second motif, then put the center embellishments in, and it looks super pretty. So now we're going to work a full loop, one full loop, and then 2 purl loops. Okay, so 1 full loop, so take your go through the next 2 seed beads, and we're going to make a full loop. Oops, as I snagged my thread, my apologies. So, purl bead, 3 seed beads. Okay. Go back through your working 7. And we know how we did it right because there's a working 7, a spacer, and a working 7, right? Working 7, spacer, working 7. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Go up through your 3 on this side. Keep everything nice and tight. Grab your next 7 to do the complete loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, go down these 3 and then finish it off with your working 7 bead. After you cinch everything up. Okay, so there's our full loop. There's our first full loop. Now we're going to do 2 purl loops. So go through the next 2 seed beads. Okay, make sure your tail doesn't get all cattywampus like mine is. Okay, next, so doing 2 purl loops. Okay. Okay, go through our working 7 bead. Okay. Do the next purl loop. Go through the next 2 seed beads. Grab your purl loop beads. 3 seed beads, 1 purl. 3 seed beads. And then go through that working 7 bead again. And then we are going to go through the next. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these 2 beads. Okay. And we're going to kind of reinforce this. So now we're exiting our thread is now exiting this working 7. And now we're going to go down okay, and you want to exit through this working 7. Because we're going to go back to the tail. Okay. Go through here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm at this working 7 now, and I'm just snaking my way down to where my tail is because I'm going to tie off my tail. I'm going to tie off my thread. Okay. So we have made our first motif. This is super exciting. You're looking at it like this. So we have just ended unit 4 of the first motif. Like I said, or I might have said this earlier, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and make a video for putting in this center embellishment and the second motif and additional motifs, and actually completing, edging and completing the clasp and everything, probably in 2 separate videos once I get the materials. I haven't been to the bead store yet, so once I get that, I'll upload them onto my YouTube page, and then you guys can access them at any time you want to. I hope you found this very helpful, and I look forward to seeing you guys again, and I miss you all, and hope you all are doing well during all this really crazy time. So have fun with this, and don't get discouraged if you feel like you're just kind of like not getting it. It took me about 12 tries to really master this, and even when I'm showing you, I was getting a little ahead of myself, or I was just not focusing. So take your time. Beading is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be relaxing. It is not supposed to be something that you look at as a labor, or it should be a labor of love. So keep your counting in mind. 7 and 7 and 10. Always go through your working 7. I think if you look at that middle bead in the circle, in the circle of 10 as your working 7, I think that will help you keep count of where you're at. And have fun with it. If you have any questions, go ahead and just reach out to me. I will be sure to give my mom, Michelle, my email address, so you guys can contact me whenever. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and best of luck to you, and look out for these next 2 videos to finish this beautiful, beautiful piece. Thanks. Bye, guys.